Cookies if you're dying. It's like.
We're distributing the cookies for. Okay, so I just for the sake of the recording, I'll say that we're at IAWA-Boston and you're joining IAWA-Boston. Iowa as an organization has been around for 31 years, and the reading series in New York has gone on for 30 years in New York City. And our series has been going since 2017. So thanks for joining us. So our first feature is Tim Gager. He's published 18 books of fiction and poetry, which includes his latest novel, Joe the Salamander, which is right there on the table. And I should say on the table are a bunch of books that we pulled off the shelves of other Iowa writers who've read for us. So please scan the desk after the reading and then also, check the shelves. He hosted the successful Dyer Literary Series in Cambridge, Mass. from 2001 to 2018, and then started a weekly virtual series in 2020, which is still going on very successfully. So here's to literary citizenship. He's had over 1,000 works of fiction and poetry published, 17 nominated for the Pushcart Prize. His work also has been nominated for a Massachusetts Book Award, the Best of the Web, the Best Small Fictions Anthology, and has been read on National Public Radio. In 2023, Big Table Publishing published an anthology of 20 years of his selected work with 175 pages of new material, the best of Timothy Gager, which is also on the table, I think. Yeah. It's there, yes. Okay, so let's welcome Tim Gager.
Everyone's great to see y'all. So I'm really honored that, my publisher picked out. And I'm very happy to have some loyal people that buy all my books. That's why I wanted to put this much new stuff in put a complete new book in the front. So, but let's start. I'm going to start in 2002, and I had a poetry class with Frederick Snodgrass when I was in college, and he was like, "Don't write any more poems," basically, in 1984. So I didn't. And then, around the year 2000 came about, and I was like, well, maybe I can do this. And people like Doug Holder that published my first poem made me believe that I could do this. And here is that first poem, Insect. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation, but instead I'm a fly caught in a no-pest strip in a dirty old kitchen in Mississippi. 2004, giving myself a haircut. An undaunting task for my stupidity. I use a clipper on my head, combined with my attention deficit disorder, it never comes out right. More than a few times I have to color some fake hair around my ears with a pencil. This time, the extension to the clipper, the 1/4, 3/8, 5/16 popped off as I was ramming the damn thing into the side of my head, creating such an obvious bald spot. The deli man asks, "How's the treatment going?" The reference page there. Okay. 2008, reply to someone who said my poems are all sad. Fluffy white cottontail bunnies. Pink noses sniff the air faster than the arc of a rainbow. Scurry with sweetness, nuzzling each other, unconcerned about how cute their existence is on a rich green hill of grass. Even now, sudden is the movement of a starving wolf creeping, one who has not eaten in 17 months. Its hungry saliva corners the bunnies, who offer their friendship, a paw full of daisies, and dinner of succulent, crisp, bright carrots. We are friends of love, they all exclaim in a guild. The wolf even tries to hop. My God, we are so small. You can never anticipate brawny man becoming cripples, humanitarians turning into jerks, a simple dinner missing the colander and ending up down the disposal. It's someone's damn fault. There are no events as real as these, measured without a yardstick, like a cat stuck in a tree, a gravy stain on a white tablecloth, or a house washed away by a flood. But the disease growing inside your friend's body was not known until she vomited, the sickness found too late, untreatable. Now she's down on the ground with so much life. You pour the angel hair into the sink, it happens that quickly. The fun thing is, this book is not just poetry, it's flash fiction and essays and excerpts. So I get to read a quick piece of flash fiction. And this is from the point of view of a plastic groom on the top of a wedding cake. The short marriage of a bride and groom. All I wanted to do was run my patent leather footwear right into the frosting. I was the guy wearing a tuxedo, smiling on top of the wedding cake. My wife joined me there on the happiest day of our lives. Things went wrong the second they sliced into the cake. Imagine being in an earthquake and having the world open up in front of you. Would you be able to run? You'd think someone might have prepared me, given me a talking to, or purchased me a set of snowshoes. My wife stood there, a smile painted on her face, her dress hard and unmoving. It was the sign of things to come, as our wedding night, when I tried to take the dress off, would not budge. Talk about frustrating. For hours, I attempted to remove that dress. I've been stiff all day, but now when it counted, I couldn't even get a decent hump out of it. She was sexless. She didn't move. Plastic. That set the stage for the beginning of our new life together. We spent a lot of it lying around. I realize now that we never spoke, even left the house. After a few years, we became removed from one another. My friend told me he saw her on top of another cake. I often feel used and forgotten now. I've been left at the bottom of a utility drawer, which rarely gets opened. Maybe my dream girl will someday find me lying with the coupons, paper clips, 10 dozen pennies, the backup to the backup screwdriver, and a refrigerator magnet from a closed auto repair shop. When she does, I'll know what to do beyond the top of the cake. Go to another poem. The poem's at my house. My children are more than words rolled together or random specks of dust flying through amber light. It seemed fuzzy how they turned in flight to butterflies. I wanted out of there. I'll stay the caterpillar. I cannot change the way my children leaned over paper plates, ate watermelon. The red juice ran down their bare legs, spat out the seeds as if they were dirty things rising in an arc as far as they can go. Each moment held its sunlight on the lawn where my daughter ran, thought poems were wishes blown on daffodils. Be happy, she said, handed me the limp stem like a gift or obligation. Here.
I'll grab it.
And that was all, I haven't even, sobriety. It can exist. Drink coffee, milk, 3 sugars stirred with a straw. Sit on a sofa, legs curled under, view the oil paintings, hung boats and fields, thousands of brush strokes, thousands. You love these March. This will be the last of the older stuff. And it was funny how Nadine's name came up tonight. And it was for the poem I wrote when my late great writer friend Nadine Darling passed. Reply to someone who said you should write a poem about her. I don't know if I can write this poem. The one about you, the one about, I don't know, am I deserving of writing something that's not right? I know others can, if others can. I can pray. Please, God, someone write it. Someone, God, worthy or good enough. But not me, no, I can't. It's impossible. You are gone and it's impossible. So I'm going to read some of the new stuff. I don't know how much time to work. I have a timer set. I guess when it rings. When it rings, I'm done.
You're fine.
Flash fiction, I think. Another piece of flash fiction, and it's really, really short. Predators and prey. There she is, sitting like a stuffed owl. They only act when they're stuffed, she says, not moving, big eyes. Ever see one of them in action, I ask? She moves her phone and brings up a video. Owl attacks fearless rabbit. That's more about the rabbit, I said. No, look, she says. It says the owl's talons can have a pressure force of about 500 pounds per square inch. As the owl descends, the rabbit leaps over the diving predator at the point of attack. Perhaps its family is nearby, or maybe the rabbit is just a tough guy who loves a good fight, the video says. When the video stops, she says, they don't show the end. So all of these poems were written fairly recently. Although I never called you beautiful. I remember the way a ringlet rests naturally coiled around your ear, or when your lips burst from flat to smiles, softly twisting breaths alive within mine. It is the way you move side to side like a waltz slowed in time, or dresses you wear in the daytime change to cotton nightgown caress at night. When it's me alone and not enough, I close my eyes and smell coconut. People just walking into the store right now. My books by the cash register, like a Snickers bar, you know, suggestively placed right there. So I'm going to really try to impress you with this one. Beach rose. A deciduous woody shrub, dense and multi-stemmed, grow to the height of 5 feet. You are beautiful in my sight line. Your shoulders held the sand dunes, an indicator, a metaphor, a display, how native and non-native species struggle in changing conditions. How noble your petite fruit called hips, the leaves like my fading wrinkly skin, your curls held the sweet smelling flowers, white, pink, or purple with yellow stamens. My dear Rosa Rugosa, you picked me from spiny thongs. You will leave me deserted when summer ends, finding my own way back from the path. I did a writing workshop with Charles Coe at Star Island last summer, so we got some poems from it. Window at the Oceanic Hotel. The beauty of the ocean caught behind a windblown diaphanous curtain is not missed by optic nerves or imaging censored chips. It's the image for all in many pictures, this one captured with exponential universality, silent as we walk up the wooden stairs. Shared bathroom at the Oceanic Hotel. If you've ever been there, it's like a dorm. It's a big hallway and a shared bathroom. Spider over sink in the bathroom. Web was a giant ghost of the past, where I once crushed spiders in my bare hands, batted them to the ground, crunched under my right Converse high top. My mother told me that spiders were reincarnated from someone we loved, a miracle in ways unknown to grasp. That span over the sink is spread 2 feet across. Queen in the middle, her body of work inches above my sight lines. I'd never noticed until the day I had to duck. I'm gonna check my time. That's what I do. Oh, okay. I got some time. Some, not much.
You have 7.5 minutes.
7 minutes and 18 seconds. Great.
It's really
Thoughts? I'll slide in that 9-second poem. Thoughts over the deluge. I've driven blind through many, the odds this time of surviving with one eye is closed, the other fading to half staff. If you stare sideways at the world, it blurs together out the side window. The trick is to quit or ejected from this scene. The saturation will easily break the fall. Introduction to the seance at Turning Tables, Delphine de Girardin for Victor Hugo. The peak is my catacomb. I am lungs full of spirit, God the air we inhale. Chests rise and drop off, wanting to be Earth's ether, but the dirt asked me back. I am pulled to where there were collisions with the Sagittarius dwarf, casket spikes latching on and cut. The dark tugs toward hell, the light to rapture, melancholy the possibility, watching ourselves, counting graves, peer into the skull after this decomposition. I am now the initiator of nightmare. Vaccination extravaganza. At the circus, performed a one-trick pony, round and round center ring, horse and rider dazzled. At one point, she stood on her head, not using arms or legs for support. Oh, and she spun like a gyroscope. I checked my glasses to make sure I wasn't seeing things because I can see everything. I made mountains out of molehills, or, as we know, we have choices and understand things without therapy, molehills out of mountains, depending on the day. But logic is circular, and that's when she went, horseback revolving, witnesses riveted on their many times overpaid seats. Will she fall? We watched. We could not watch her. The applause for the ringmaster, waving his hyperbole, so we can now all breathe. There once was a harvest. Red pickup sat in the track of dried mud. In desolation, as death left you alone, rust around the body and bed, tired dirt sprayed on its rubber, parked near a barn once glossed in a thick Corona blue, distressed, peeling the color fights a battle with the barn board. A yellow piece of fabric blows through this hacked out yard. The man with side cut hair pitches up his gaze for miles, around miles in all directions. The sun-singed corn stands at attention, straight and stiff, its kernels burned and dying, husk waved lightly, offering him nothing. Can I fly you a drink? From a poem, a found poem in an internet article with found internet comments. A waxwing eats a berry from an arrowwood tree. Birds are known to gorge on fermented fruit. Life lately in tiny Gilbert, Minnesota resembles a scene out of a Hitchcock movie. The residents call 911. Rowdy birds fly into windows and cars, acting confused. Cops conclude the unruly birds are not out for blood. They just had too many. They'll feel bad in the morning. And having a boozy lark is nothing abnormal in the feathered set. A line between tipsy or fall down drunk is picked out correctly every now and then. No need to call emergency services to report inebriated avians. They'll sober up shortly. No crime in flying home with someone you normally wouldn't nest with. Just shame. I think I'll do, well, I'm not doing that one. No. I'll do a few more.
The table book, yeah.
I think I'll do one more. For you punsters out there. Things I say which annoy people. The monarchs in the loo were Flushing queens. When butterflies, will they change to margarine? I find when I read this poem, I think it's funnier than everyone else does. The raw idea for a muffin was only half baked. I sprayed pledge outside for dust in the wind. I shoveled dirt to bury my ashes and made a perfect ash hole. I ate a burpee seed, then repeated myself once more. When I remembered a writing buddy, they turned out to be a pal of mine. Thank you so much. Leave them with a groan, I always say.